Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Shreshtam Manumapi Shachiputram Atra Swarupam Rupam Tasyagrajam Urupurim Maturim Goshtavartim Radha Kundam Girivaramaho Radhika Madhavasham Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Ataf Pada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Guru Vaishnav Bhagavan Tine Smarane Hoy Bigna Vinashan Anaya Shri Hoy Nijavan Chita Puran Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In this talk, I'm going to tell you about things which I see but you do not. And I'm going to talk on a subject which I suspect you will not understand. We have all come here for purification of our hearts. At least I hope we've all come for that reason. Most people don't go to temples with the idea of purification of heart. Mostly people go for getting some blessings, some peace of mind. But to come to this temple in its undeveloped state, when you could go to so many other temples, means that you're coming here for a particular purpose. You've come for a spiritual purpose. Mostly people go to temples, like I say, they're looking for some blessings, for their improving their material life. But purification of heart means to get free from material desires. So coming for purification of heart is completely opposite to why most people come to a temple. The heart is full of impurities. Kama, material desire, is very prominent. There's also krodh, lobh, moha, mada, matsarya, means anger or frustration, greed, illusion, pride, envy, anxiety, misconceptions, attachments to material things. The heart is full of so many impurities. The main impurity is forgetfulness of Krishna. And from forgetfulness of Krishna, all other impurities develop. So the process of purifying the heart is to accept the sadhana for remembering Krishna. What we'll get here, which we won't get at all temples, is hearing about Krishna and chanting his divine, sweet, holy names. There are many processes within devotional service, of which the first two are always stressed: Shravan, Kirtan, hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna, and chanting his holy names. Hearing about Krishna from authorized sources cleanses the heart. Krishna personally helps those who sincerely hear from authorized sources about himself. Shinvatang swakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtanaha hridyantas to bhadrani vidhunoti suhrit satam. Hearing about Krishna is in itself a pious activity. as is chanting about him. And those who take to this process are helped by Krishna, who is our best friend dwelling within our heart. And he personally undertakes to clean the dirt lodged in our hearts for those who hear his messages. And chanting cleanses the heart. There are various effects of chanting the holy name in a pure devotional mood. The first of which is certified by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu as Chaito Darpana Marjanam, cleaning the mirror of the heart. By hearing and chanting, we want to make our heart completely clean. And when our heart is completely clean, it will be suitable for inviting Krishna into the temple of our heart. We have a temple here, which is meant for serving Krishna, and we serve him by chanting his holy names, offering flowers and fruit and whatever we eat, offering our services and our very lives. There are many services which can be offered. As described in a prayer we sing every morning, Shri Vigrahara Dhana Nityanana Shringaratan Mandira Marjanado. Worship of the deity, there are various processes mentioned specifically are decorating the deity and cleaning his temple. Cleaning Mandira Marjanado means first we have to see the temple is clean. Now I want to get to the point which I mentioned in the beginning, that I see some things which you don't see. And I'm going to speak on a topic that you may not understand. You might have thought when I said that I'm going to speak on some very high mystical topics. So I'm not going to speak on very high mystical topics. I'm going to speak on something maybe very low, but it's the entrance into all high topics. Marjanado, remember, beginning with cleaning. We have to clean the temple of our heart, and we have to clean the temple of Krishna. So now I'm going to talk about garbage, which is regularly seen all around this temple. Practically every morning after Mangalati, when I'm moving around, my foot's a little injured, so I'm not moving around much these days. But when I walk around chanting, I see all around that little bits of garbage thrown here and there. And no one else seems to notice or care. I see, but you don't see. Pashyan api na pashyati. They see, it means seeing but not seeing. I'm not faulting the devotees who are serving here. They're all serving very sincerely, no doubt. But it's just so much part of the Indian way of life just to throw garbage here and there. It's not just here, it's everywhere. That is tamogun, the mode of ignorance, the mode of darkness. So often I'm chanting and outside, and then I'll see a little garbage and I'll pick it up. People throw away paper cups and then they open some packet and throw it away. So many times devotees kindly bring a garland for garlanding me. They bring it in a small plastic bag and they take the garland out and just let go of the plastic bag so it falls on the ground. So then they put the garland on me and I pick up the plastic bag. When I go to start picking up little bits and pieces around the temple, the devotees coming, no, Maharaj, we'll do it. Well, why didn't you do it before? I'm not anti-Indian, but it's a national bad habit, throwing garbage all around. We heard some time ago the Prime Minister's Bharat Swachh Abhiyan, the Prime Minister's Clean India movement. I guess that didn't go very far. We don't hear much about it, and we still see garbage everywhere. Maybe we could start in the temple, not throwing garbage here. Or if we see that someone else has thrown some garbage. We see some garbage, just pick it up, that's all. I've been saying this for years. In the last few years, I've spent more time in Vellore than in other places. And I regularly pick up the garbage. I could have just not given a public talk like this. I could have just requested the devotees, what are we going to do? Let's try and get this all clean. But I'm not just speaking for you, but I'm speaking to whoever else might want to hear. This will be on YouTube, this talk. But it's something we should seriously consider. You don't go into someone's house. You may visit your friend's house and just throw some garbage there. You don't do that, do you? Well, this is Krishna's house. The whole world is Krishna's, but particularly this place is set aside for worshiping Krishna. And we're supposed to be servants in Krishna's house. And we should keep it clean, which means if we see some garbage, we pick it up and throw it away. After this talk and kirtan, there'll be the regular Sunday prasadam distribution, and there'll be more extra garbage today. Some visitors, they throw their plate and their cup just anywhere outside. Many of you put in the bins provided, but many others, they put it close to the bin, on the floor. Just all around the bin, you'll find so many used plates and cups. Maybe they don't want to go too close to the bin because it's impure, so they want to keep pure, something like that. I don't know. But you could just take 1 or 2 extra steps, go up to the bin and drop it in the bin. So after the Sunday feast, if it's still there the next day, all the garbage, I make a point, and then gradually it'll all be cleaned up. You have to call the corporation garbage people to take it all away. But I wonder what happens when I'm not here. Everyone's busy doing so many services, and the garbage just stays there for days, I can imagine. So please don't be discouraged by this admonition or chastisement or whatever you want to call it. You come here, you chant Hare Krishna, chant, be happy, join the kirtan, take Krishna prasada. We're very happy that you're coming, but some of you might kindly consider, first of all, not to throw garbage here and there. And some might even consider to stay a little time after the program to clean out the garbage, which some people for sure are going to throw away. Because it's not only in the mode of ignorance to throw garbage here and there, but just to take it for granted and take it as normal and everything's okay, as if it doesn't matter, that's more mode of ignorance. So we go on chanting Hare Krishna, but we don't even notice there's some plastic cup thrown here, some packet thrown there. See, I see it, but you don't see it. But even, you see it, but it just doesn't bother you at all. That means we're in the mode of ignorance. That means our heart is impure. Then how are we going to be purified? If we're so much used to living in garbage, and how are we going to go to the spiritual world? There's so much chanting and praying to Krishna, and eventually you become a gopi in Vrindavan. You're just waiting with all the other gopis in the Rasa Mandala for Krishna to come and start the Rasa Leela. And then you start thinking, something's wrong. There's no garbage. And you feel so uncomfortable that you go back to the material world. Of course, I'm just being sarcastic. You won't even get to anywhere near the spiritual world if we love garbage. And again, it's not just here. It's a South Asian cultural anomaly. It's the same thing in Bangladesh, Nepal, Pakistan, Myanmar, all these countries. Sri Lanka, I don't remember, probably. Don't remember. Probably I didn't notice it myself. I'm so used to it. Even in Mayapur, you see so much garbage thrown all around. It's disgusting. It's disgraceful. It's an embarrassment. Srila Prabhupada would be very angry. Can you imagine inviting Srila Prabhupada to your temple and he has to walk through some garbage? Generally, whenever Srila Prabhupada was to visit a temple, the devotees would have a massive cleanup before he came to make it all spick and span, chaka-chak. But shouldn't it be like that all the time if we're actually developing Brahminical culture? Srila Prabhupada wanted to introduce the culture of the spiritual world. He spoke of cultural revolution. He wanted to establish Brahminical culture. Not that everyone has to be a Brahmin, Pujari like that, but at least the leaders of the spiritual movement, they should be Brahminical. And Brahmanas hate to live in dirt. ISKCON temple should be famous for being neat and clean, beautiful. Srila Prabhupada wrote about being revolutionary clean. People notice. Definitely when people come from the West to India, one of the first things they notice is, why is there so much garbage everywhere? Here's a quote from Srila Prabhupada's Nectar of Devotion. For persons who are not inclined to clean the dust from their hearts and who want to keep things as they are, it is not possible to derive the transcendental result of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. If a temple is perfectly clean, it's very attractive. But if there's garbage thrown here and there, why would any respectable person want to come to such a place? And why would Krishna want to manifest himself here? Often we're asked, why hasn't a temple been built here after so many years? Maybe that's one reason. If we can't keep this little place clean, then what are we going to do if we have a big temple? We're talking about spending crores and crores of rupees to build a big temple. And then we just throw garbage around and make it look all miserable and dirty. So I presume or hope that at least today after the Sunday feast, there won't be plates and cups just thrown here and there. But we'll have to see week after week, can you maintain it like this? Can you become conscious of this? That's why I was saying I'm going to speak on something which you may not understand. You may think, well, why am I making such a big fuss? It's everywhere. Why make such a big fuss? But, as I've said, as all the Shastras say, our whole process is to make the heart clean. If the heart is clean, we can never feel satisfied seeing Krishna's temple unclean. And if we don't keep the temple clean, then how are we going to make our heart clean? Now, this talk will be out on the internet, so hopefully this message will get out and maybe be taken seriously in other places also. I could have just mildly requested, but I felt the need to make this point very strongly. And maybe next week we can get back to speaking more on the direct philosophical topics. But this philosophy is not meant to be theoretical. We have to see how we are practically enacting it. Hare Krishna. Any question about this specific topic or any comment? Actually, we don't need questions or comments. We just need devotees to get the point. It's not a difficult point to understand. Do the needful. That was one of Srila Prabhupada's common comments. Krishna has given us intelligence, so we should understand what needs doing and do it. That's all. Hare Krishna.